Hi, I'm Chris from Young Urban Farmers. In this video, we're going to talk about choosing the right containers for your edible garden. As more and more people are looking to grow their own food and sometimes don't have a large backyard or a large area to grow in, containers make excellent choices for growing your own fresh vegetables and herbs. We're going to be talking about two different styles of containers and what you should look for in choosing the right one for your garden. First, we have a regular terracotta pot. These are very ubiquitous and can be found at all of your garden centers, your home improvement stores, and are relatively affordable. They start at around $5 and go up depending on the construction as well as the size. For example, something like this might cost around $5 at your local hardware store. Over here we have a cedar planter, and when choosing wood and wood products for your planters, cedar is highly recommended because it has some natural oils that prevent it from rotting and decaying. It's also very weather resistant. You can leave it outside over the winter and you can use it for many years before it starts to degrade and starts to break down. When looking at different containers, there's a few things you want to think about before in selecting the right one. First is the surface area. The greater the surface area, or the wider the planting area, the more that you will be able to plant, especially if you're choosing shallow-rooted plants like lettuces and arugula. The next thing you want to consider is the planting depth. So the deeper the container, the more soil it will hold, which generally means the bigger the plants that you can grow. Also, when you're growing root vegetables like carrots, having a depth of at least 12 inches is highly recommended. The next main category of planters that we're going to be talking about are self-watering planters. Self-watering planters are excellent because they generally include a reservoir built into the bottom of the container that allows the water to be wicked up into the soil by either the growing media or the soil roots. Over here we have a Balconera planter by Lechuza. What I love about these planters is that there's a built-in liner so that you can plant it really easily and manage the plants. Easy handles allow you to lift it and plant it in another area. And you can see there's a built-in reservoir at the bottom and a spot for excess water to drain if there's a heavy rainfall. Speaking of drainage, all of your containers should have some sort of drainage, as if there's a heavy rainfall or if you overwater your plants, you don't want the plants and the roots to be waterlogged and to drown. Finally, we have the Earthbox planter. And you can see this is made out of a plastic material. And when you're choosing plastic, you want to look for something that is made of UV stabilized food grade plastic. Ideally, if you're in a cold climate as well, look for something that's frost resistant that won't shatter. These guys can freeze solid over our Canadian winters and will be fine to grow for the following season. Budget also plays a key consideration in choosing your planters, as well as the color and the style and the theme. For a more natural look, go for something like wood or terracotta. For a more modern look, you can choose different style containers like this wicker woven style, or flat plastic like this Earthbox. By choosing the right containers, taking into consideration things like the surface area, the planting depth, the drainage, the color, and the style, you'll be able to choose a successful container for whatever you want to grow in your garden.